Good evening, everyone. This is Vineet Pandey at my native town, and that's Cute Tiger. Say hi, say hello. Okay, so we're gonna talk about John Milton here, friends. Milton, from net point of view, is very important, and it's like you cannot go to the net exam if you're not prepared with basic works of John Milton, including Areopagitica, Paradise Lost, Nativity Ode, the Twin Poems, and other works. So, guys, when we talk about Paradise Lost and its basic structure, do you know that Milton in his college days was working on 100 themes to write Paradise Lost? The first reference that Milton was intending to write something very serious comes in the first sonnet, where it talks about his 23rd birthday. Many of you must have read that he talks about his 23rd birthday in a sonnet on arriving at the age of 23, where Milton says that he has spent 23 years and he's not done anything great. But then in the last line, which is the sestet part of the sonnet, he says that I will definitely do something great because it has been a duty which has been assigned to me. So here he promises that he's intending to write something great, and that can be taken as Paradise Lost. Now, when Milton was in his college days, he was famously known as Lady of the Christ. Now, remember this thing, this was also a question on net exam. Why Milton was called Lady of the Christ? Because of his sophisticated nature, feminine features, and all. He was working on 100 themes, and he was working on 100 themes, and the themes were 60 from English literature, 33 from Bible, 5 from Scottish history, and 2 from Oriental romances. These 100 themes helped Milton to write Paradise Lost. When he completed Paradise Lost in 1667 with 10 books and then extended the 10th book in two more parts, like totally we have 12 books in Paradise Lost. It deals with the theory of fall of man, the first human created by God. Now the question comes that what was the reason of fall of man? So we'll have to go for the history. The first, the leader of the fallen angels, Satan, or also called Lucifer, he revolted against the God and the authority of right. He questioned that why God is the king, why we are not the king. So authentically, he was right at his side. And when he revolted, God defeated him in the battle using a special weapon called Thunderbolt. And these people, they got unconscious and they were thrown to a dark and dismal place where Satan, the Lucifer, head of the fallen angels, he wakes up first and says that awake, arise, or be forever fallen. To be weak is miserable. He wakes up his comrades and talks to them. He says that what though the field be lost, all is not lost. Our unconquerable will, study of revenge will help us, will the immortal hate and other things. So many of his followers like Moloch, Beelzebub, Mephistopheles, they get up and they say that we have been defeated, we have been thrown to a dark place. What will we do? And here he gives the most memorable lines. He says that what though the what though the field be lost, all is not lost. Our unconquerable will, immortal hate, study of revenge will help us to lead the sea. Then the other lines he says, mind has its own place. It itself can make the hell of heaven and the heaven of hell. So this is how Saturn becomes the hero because most of the critics they believe Saturn is the actual hero here. He also says a famous line, which is my favorite also: better to reign in hell than serve into heaven. So this is how he motivates everyone, and then he says that he cannot fight against God in a direct fight. So he tries to corrupt the man, the society which has been created by God, called man, called human. And he tries to enter in Eden Garden. First, he's kicked out, but second time he manages to enter in Eden Garden in the form of mist. Remember this, he manages to enter in the Eden Garden in the form of mist. Here, he finds that Adam and Eve are gardening together, and Eve is reluctant to work together. Eve tells her husband that she wants to work separately because working with Adam diverts her attention and she's not able to give the perfection. Here, Adam says, being a patriarchal man, he says that a woman is always safe by the side of her husband and she should not go to some other place. But Eve consistently forces him, and finally, Adam agrees. Adam says that sometimes solitude is the better company. So when Eve goes to work alone, here this is the time when Satan, in the form of beast, he chooses serpent to enter in the body. The question comes, why Satan selected a serpent to enter in the body? Here himself, Saturn himself says that serpent is by nature, he's clever and crafty. If he enters in some other body of some other brute, he'll be easily caught because he'll start behaving smartly, right? But if he enters in the body of a serpent, serpent is by nature, he's clever, by nature smart, and he won't get caught. So when Eve is gardening, Saturn enters in the body of serpent and starts chasing Eve. And here he creates some rattling sound and gets noticed by Eve. Then once Eve notices him, they start talking, and Eve questions that you are the animal tongue denied. The actual line is you are the brute tongue denied. And Saturn says that I have tasted some forbidden fruit for some fruit which is at the east of the Eden garden, and that has changed the entire scenario. But The exception is that his body is still of a serpent. And here he talks about knowledge. It convinces Eve to eat the fruit. They take a walk. Eve goes to find the fruit, and Eve knows the fruit. Remember this thing: Eve already knew the fruit because God introduced the fruit and said that if you eat it, you will die. So Eve says that God said, if we eat, we will die. And then Satan gives the most memorable speech. He says that you are already dead. We are merely a breathing entity. No more knowledge, no rationalization, nothing. So he says that you're simply a breathing entity, nothing more than that, and that's why your life is already dead. And this is how he convinces Eve to eat it. Eve eats the fruit, and that becomes the first lines of the Paradise Lost. On the first disobedience of the man and the taste of the forbidden fruit brought all our woes, sufferings, and death into the mortal world, till one greater man restore us to the blissful state. So this is how you have to complete Paradise Lost. Thank you very much. If you want me to give more audios and videos like this, write in the comments and I'll be doing that. And thank you very much because my father is helping me with the camera. So we're all here. Thank you so much. Bye bye. God bless.